Hey everyone, welcome to Post to Post. My name is Neil. Let's talk conference finals. Tampa versus New York, Colorado versus Edmonton. Listen, I'm a little late to the game again on this video and some other videos recently. Work has been crazy for me in the past couple of weeks. Yesterday I was actually on a commercial shoot from 8 a.m. to essentially 8 p.m. It was an entire write-off for all day yesterday. So no video yesterday. I apologize for that. So I guess technically I shouldn't give my prediction for that series since I already know who won game one. However, it wouldn't really have influenced things. So I'm going to give you my prediction for each series and talk a little bit maybe about each team as well. I was going to make an individual video for each series, but you know what? Let's just do it all at once. And then we're going to talk some jerseys very quickly at the end because I'm selling some, and I just want to touch on that a little bit. So let's what do we got in the background here? We got Tampa Bay and we got the Rangers. So let's talk about that series first. When I think Tampa Bay, I think respect. I think that there's no sense in talking about their positives, what they're good at, because everyone knows. I'm not going to recycle a bunch of conversation that I've had in the past 4 weeks leading up to the playoffs, in the playoffs, throughout the rounds, and then now. That's just foolish. Tampa Bay is Tampa Bay. Everyone knows who Tampa Bay is at this point. We're going on year 3 of them being an incredible team. And you could even consider the year before that to be an incredible team as well. Things just didn't work out in the playoffs. So we've been here before. We know what they're like. Vasilevsky is amazing. The entire team is rolling, and they could very well win their 3rd Stanley Cup in a row. Mad respect to the Tampa Bay Lightning, and I'm very happy for their fans to witness something that we've not seen in a very long time. I mean, Chicago won 3 in 5 years. Pittsburgh won 2 in 2 years. LA won 2 in 3 years. So we've not seen a team win 3 in a row. Geez, I don't even remember the last team that did that. I don't even think a team has done that in my lifetime. So I don't like Tampa, but I'm also like, oh, the respect. I respect them so much for what they're doing. So that's all I really have to say about Tampa. I fully expect them to win another Stanley Cup, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if they did. Now the Rangers. The Rangers are the team that I actually predicted to win the Stanley Cup this year prior to the playoffs starting. If I could go back and change my prediction a little bit, yeah, you know what, I might. Because their road to where they've gotten now, which is the conference finals, it's been a little bit rocky and not as predicted or expected. They've had to come back in some series and gone through some challenges, which also builds character, though. Which is, that's something that is required to win a Stanley Cup, is to go through those challenges and to build character as a group, as a team, and to get past them. And that is how you build resilience as a group, and that's great. That's really important for the New York Rangers, regardless if they win this year. Moving on, that team and that franchise has gone through a process that will only help them in the years to come. So I'm pleased with where the Rangers are because I've predicted them there. I will be cheering for the Rangers in the Tampa Bay versus Rangers series. I'm desperately cheering for the Rangers, actually. I really, really want them to win because, I, as you guys know, I don't like repeat Stanley Cup winners, and especially tertiary Stanley Cup winners 3 years in a row. That's madness. So I would love to see the Rangers move on to the Stanley Cup final. And of course, it's the battle of the goaltending, right? Vasilevsky versus Shesterkin, 2 incredible goaltenders, if not the 2 best goaltenders in the NHL. It's going to be a goaltending show. As I'm filming this, the game tonight has not started. By the time you see this, the game maybe, almost certainly is underway, actually, by the time that you see this, unless you're watching it, tomorrow or something. So enjoy the game. I can't wait to watch it. I'm so excited. I'm going to watch every second of the game tonight. I'm very, very excited. Now the other series, we got Colorado and Edmonton. That game 1, I feel like I shouldn't talk about it because I want to keep this objective and not biased my prediction based on what happened. But let's just note on it real quickly. What a crazy game! What's going on in this season? There's so many crazy high scoring games and stuff. But I think what stood out to me the most, and maybe not from this specific game, but all the games in the playoffs and all the teams in the playoffs, the team that sticks out to me the most as the one that really has my attention is the Edmonton Oilers. And I'm not an Oilers fan. If you're new, I'm not an Oilers fan. I just switch up jerseys based on the teams that I'm talking about. I just decided to wear Oilers today. So I think the Oilers have gained something a couple things actually, but the most important thing that they have shown us is resilience. They've been able to battle through not only coming back from a deficit multiple times in the game and not necessarily winning, but having the ability to come back and potentially win. Even if you lose, you still have the ability to come back. That's not something that they were able to do on a consistent basis in the past. And they've shown resilience. they've not only shown resilience in games and be able to coming back, but coming back in series as well. And proving that they not only have resilience, but they've developed depth as well. Now, I will say, yes, they've got more depth than they have in the past. In the past 15 years, they've proven that they're a little bit deeper than they usually are. Fully agree with that. However, they're still a very two-man front-loaded team in McDavid and Draisaitl. They're essentially carrying that team for the most part. But I'm incredibly impressed with the Edmonton Oilers because it's exactly what I wanted from them. I'm sitting here waiting year after year, being critical of the team, not being able to go deep in the playoffs, not having the depth that you need or require, and they have proven this year that they do have the depth to do it. And even the game last night, yeah, it was a crazy game. There was lots of goals scored on them, but they still proved that they had the depth and the resilience to be competitive at that goal ratio level. So hey, yeah, it's not an ideal hockey game, but they still prove that they're in it. They're in it to win it. And that's just not something I've seen from Edmonton in a long time. That willingness to do whatever it takes to win a game, even if you think you're out of the game, you're not. And I think that mindset is really important for the Edmonton Oilers right now. And I'm so happy that they have it. I'm not cheering for them in this series. I'm cheering for the Colorado Avalanche. But I'm like I said earlier, of all the teams, Edmonton really stands out for me. And I think that team has taken an incredible step forward, kind of like the Rangers, but maybe more important because this is a long time coming for the Edmonton Oilers. They've taken a really, really important step forward. And regardless of what happens this year, I think their fans almost they get to take a sigh of relief a little bit. They can actually do this. There's not a curse. It's not just they're not a meme. They can get there. They can almost get to the Stanley Cup Finals or get to the Stanley Cup Finals and almost win. And that's really important. That gives you confidence, and it allows you to believe in the players, to believe in themselves, the group to believe in themselves, and the fans to believe in the team. And that's an important thing. So I have to say, I'm really impressed with the Edmonton Oilers this year in the playoffs, and their fans as well. Every game that I watch in that arena, their fans are just going nuts. They're so loud. I love watching games on TV that happen in Edmonton. And really, all the arenas have been pretty good. The only arena that's really disappointed me, I think, of all the teams is probably Nashville, because there was a bunch of empty seats. They weren't as loud as they used to be. But, man, I've really noticed that Edmonton, their fans have really kicked it up a notch this year, which is amazing to see. Colorado, if you look at all the teams, okay, let's just take a step back real quick. Look at all the teams. Tampa Bay, you expect them to be there. The New York Rangers, it's not really that odd that they're in the conference finals. That's definitely very believable. They've grown a lot in the past couple of years. Yeah, sure. I think the New York Rangers would be okay, expected maybe to be in the conference finals. Colorado, absolutely. They've been coming alive in the past couple of years after that dismal season, after the Patrick Waugh year, I think it was, and they've just been, they've been rising ever since. Had a few disappointing years. They could have gone deep in, the last couple of years in the playoffs, but this is a good team. Absolutely, we expect the Colorado Avalanche to be in the conference finals. The Edmonton Oilers, do we expect them to be here? Probably not. I mean, some people may be wishfully thinking that they should be there, but I think the majority of people logically and generally thought that maybe it would have been someone else, possibly Calgary. So that's the team that really stands out for me is the Edmonton Oilers. They're almost, I don't want to say Cinderella, because I don't think they're a Cinderella story, but they have a lot of, even though they're down in the series, they got some swagger. The Oilers got swagger. So I think the Colorado Avalanche, as much of a beast, as much as of a monster that they are, and I do believe that they will move on. That's my prediction, is that the Colorado Avalanche will defeat the Edmonton Oilers, and I'm also cheering for the Colorado Avalanche. They need to be careful, because Edmonton's there, they're hungry, and they're desperate. McDavid is desperate to get to the Stanley Cup Final and to prove himself. So Colorado needs to, they need to wake up a little bit. I don't know what's going on with the goaltending situation, but they need to play a lot better defensively. If they can shut down McDavid and Draisaitl, they'll win the series. No offense to the rest of the Edmonton Oilers team. It's as simple as that, though. So I think there's going to be some adjustments for Game 2. And as far as the other series, I'm going to predict that the Tampa Bay Lightning, even though I've predicted that the Rangers are going to win the Stanley Cup, that's my overall prediction. Objectively and logically, I have to predict that the Tampa Bay Lightning will win this series. But I want the Rangers to win. So, not only do I want the Rangers to win, so my prediction is right, my original prediction is right, but I want them to win just, personally. So cheering for the Rangers, predicting Tampa, cheering for Colorado, predicting Colorado. But if Edmonton beat Colorado, I really wouldn't be that upset. I would love to see the Oilers go to the Stanley Cup final. Also, they're a Canadian team, which is awesome. And yeah, I'll leave it at that. I'm happy. Like, my team is long gone out of it. Montreal Canadiens. If you guys knew, I am a Canadiens fan. They're long gone, right? And it's nice in a way. Like, last year was real stressful, but this year I just get to sit back and enjoy the games as a hockey fan, and I'm loving it. I'm really loving it. I feel like the passion is kind of back. I lost it this season a little bit. There was so many COVID delays and roster changes and stuff. I really felt like my heart was a bit out of it this season. As you guys know, I didn't really talk a lot about the ongoing season, but these playoffs I've really been engaged back into hockey, and it's felt really good personally to be back in the saddle, so to speak. So I'm just very happy. I'm very happy that there's awesome hockey to watch. Controversial hockey maybe on some of the calls, but definitely some great hockey. So we'd love to know your thoughts down below in the comment section on both of these series. Now, I will say I have been selling some jerseys recently on Twitter, actually, and on the channel, I guess. But I'm very pleased to announce that we have raised almost enough money to fix my vehicle, and that's the reason I'm selling. 40 of the 120 jerseys I have are for sale. 23 have sold, and we've raised almost enough money, essentially almost enough money, to fix my vehicle, because that's why I'm selling it, my differential and my CV. So we're at that point where, yeah, we almost got it, which is great. Thank you so much for looking at the jerseys that I have for sale and purchasing some. Someone asked if they could start a GoFundMe, or I didn't ask if they could start one, but asked me if I had a GoFundMe so they could support me. I'm like, no, I don't want your money, okay? Like, I want to give you some. If you want to support me, that's fine, but I'm not going to take your money. Let me sell you something for it so you get something out of it. I want to pay my way, right? So I made the adult decision to sell some of my collection, 40 of the 120. Difficult thing to do, but I think transportation always is going to trump jerseys. So I don't mind cutting down the collection a little bit. It's not something I want to do, a lot of difficult decisions, but it's adulting. Sometimes you just need adult, and that's one of those things, right? So this is life, right? So anyways, I have sold 23 of the 40. I have 17 left for sale. I am posting them on Twitter daily. So if you're not following me on Twitter, please do. It's at Post to Post Show. They're all Adidas jerseys. Most are $100 or less. And there are some reverse retros in there. There are some blanks, some stitched, specialty ones like Stadium Series, kind of all over the place. There are a lot of different spread of teams as well. So if you're looking for a Nashville jersey, hey, I've got 2 for sale. Actually, I've got them all. I've got Tampa Bay, Ottawa, Toronto, New Jersey, 2 from New Jersey, Colorado, 2 from Anaheim, 2 from Nashville, Philadelphia, 2 from LA, and Arizona. I think there's Winnipeg as well, and maybe some others. But yeah, so there's a pretty good spread of teams. So if you're interested, please follow me on Twitter. It's at Post to Post Show. Feel free to direct message me if you are interested, and I will be posting prices on every tweet that I send out for the jersey, pricing and other information as well. So we'd love to see you over on Twitter. Hope you guys having an awesome time watching hockey, and we're almost there. We're almost to the Stanley Cup Finals, and it's gonna be amazing. Even if Tampa gets there, and even if they win, it's always gonna be amazing. So I'm loving it, as Ronald McDonald says. Is Ronald McDonald still their mascot? I don't think he is. I've not seen him in a commercial or anything in years. It's probably because he's real creepy. Anyways, hope you guys are having a great day. If you're new to the channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button, and I'll talk to you guys probably tomorrow, almost certainly tomorrow. Adios.